welcome back to another special episode of the Game or Die podcast. I am your host, Ryan Moore. And since I'm waiting on some recording stuff for the next episode, I tried to do something a little bit different this time. This episode is going to be a musical episode. It's just going to consist of music. And it's kind of funny because I used to do this back in 2008. Even before I had my game store, I would do podcasts. But at the time, podcasts were still relatively new and kind of something that I was adverse to for some stupid reason. I don't know why I hated podcasts so much. But when I was doing this, I didn't want a podcast format and I didn't want to call it a podcast. I called it a game cast. And this is back in 2008 before that term was coined by other companies. But basically what I did is I talked a little bit about video games and I mainly played music. I kind of wanted a radio program more than anything else where I played a little bit of music. I talked for a very little bit and then played some more music and then, kind of switched it up. Kind of like the soundtrack for Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and GTA 3, and, all subsequent ones where they had a radio announcer talking a little bit and then played mostly music. So I wanted to do that with this episode to play just some stuff that I've been listening to. I have a playlist on Spotify that I just kind of add some game soundtrack music or whatever to that playlist every once in a while. And I've been listening to it a lot lately, and I wanted to do just a different episode while I was waiting for everything to get situated for the next episode, which is going to be talking a lot about Animal Crossing, so get ready for that. But I wanted to introduce and play the first song that you heard, which is the Games for You theme, written and composed by Nathaniel Sims, my cousin, actually. And he wrote this for me for my game store to use in a commercial back when I had it back in 2009, 2010. And so it's been about a decade, maybe a little bit over, since he gave this tune to me. And I was going to use it, and I actually used it for my Gamecast podcast for the store back then, about a decade ago. But I never really did anything with it. I only made 2 episodes, and I just got busy, and then we had to close down the store a little bit later. So I never really did anything with this song, so I wanted to play it here. So that is the Games for You theme song, written and composed by Nathaniel Sims. Next, I'm going to play a song that, man, for whatever reason, I got hooked on last year. This actually doesn't have to do with video games. Not every single song does, but most of them do. Some of them are just kind of cool jams that I like. So without further ado, I'm going to play you a band I found, DJ Pumpkin Patch. Man, DJ names are so stupid. But this song is called Grooveberry Jam. And for whatever reason, man, I just groove out to this every single time it comes on. And it's in heavy rotation on my Spotify playlist. So enjoy that. And then I'll come back with some more songs. All right, that was Pumpkin Patch with Grooveberry Jam. Next, we've got a couple songs that, again, it's kind of my go-to for some video game music whenever I'm in the mood to listen to video game music, which is kind of often, unfortunately, for a lot of people who are around me when I play music. They roll their eyes, they groan, they go, oh my gosh, can you listen to actual music? And I say this is actual music. It's being composed by someone, it's being written and played, but it's just for video games. And since video games are such a large part of my life and my main hobby, I like listening to the soundtracks. I think they're fantastic. So I'm going to play a song that I listened to back when I was a kid on the original Sega Genesis. I played the crap out of Streets of Rage 2. I played a little bit of the first one, but I never really got very far in it. It was very difficult until they came out with the 6-pack, which had that, Sonic the Hedgehog, I think it was Echo the Dolphin, I can't remember, Columns, and Golden Axe. And so they had a couple games all mashed into one. Streets of Rage 1, it's a good game. The composer for the entire series is Yuzo Koshiro. And when Streets of Rage 2 came out, it was mind-blowing how amazing it was, how fun it was. And it was actually really funny. We had my nephew over this weekend to kind of hang out and just kind of get out of his grandparents' house while he was staying there for a while. And so he came and visited us, and we were playing some games together. I played Flat Out with him, and then I played Turtles Hyperstone Heist on the Sega Genesis, and then after that we threw on Streets of Rage 2. And as soon as this music kicks in, man, it sucks you in. It's so good. So here is Yuzo Koshiro's Go Back, which is basically level 1. You start out and man, it is just pumping. I'll play that, and then I'm going to play a couple songs by The One Ups. This is a cover band, a video game cover band, but they mostly do a lot of horns. So it's almost like a big band version of video game music. And so I'm going to play Steam Gardens from the Super Mario Odyssey soundtrack, which is the best song in that game by far. Jump Up Superstar is fantastic too, but Steam Gardens, man, when you hear this surf rock type of music, it is just super catchy and wonderful. And then I'm going to play the Mega Man 2 Sawman soundtrack track from The One Ups. It's really, really good. So sit back, enjoy these tunes. So, Streets of Rage 2, man, I told you it was good. So, they made 3 Streets of Rage games back on the Sega Genesis in the early 90s. Streets of Rage 1, Streets of Rage 2, and Streets of Rage 3. Yuzo Koshiro wrote all of the soundtrack for all 3 of those games. Once the newer generations of consoles started coming out, the 64, the PlayStation, and all that, no one really knew what was going to happen with the Streets of Rage franchise. They tried doing it a couple times and it just didn't pan out for whatever stupid reason, and I hate it because they could have been making Streets of Rage games, which brawler games, yeah, they're a dime a dozen on, Steam and indie games and things like that, but there's something about the Streets of Rage series that is just fantastic. The community made a bunch of different types of Streets of Rage. There's one called a spiritual successor called Beats of Rage and all that. But nothing ever happened until about 1.5 years ago, maybe even 2 years ago at this point. They announced that they were restarting and making a new Streets of Rage game called Streets of Rage 4. And when they put out the trailer for it, it was just like, oh, this is going to be cool. The characters are older and it's a more modern looking. It does have a very weird art style that I'm still not 100% on, but I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. I am digging it enough to want to play it and excited for it. And then they announced that when they are making this, no one knew who was going to compose the soundtrack. Oh man, sorry. Yuzo Koshiro going to be making this soundtrack again, and they didn't say anything for a long time. And they started saying that the soundtrack is going to be composed by a bunch of different people, and they left Koshiro's name out of it until semi-recently. They said yes, he is working on it. So they dropped a couple tracks from the game. The game's still not out yet, and I'm still holding out hope that it's going to be a good game. It's slated for sometime in 2020. Who knows if that's actually going to happen or not, especially with smaller indie games. These things get pushed back several years. So I don't know if it's going to come out or not, but they did drop some tracks for it. So I pulled those tracks, and one of the tracks is called Funky HQ. And I like it. It's not Yuzo Koshiro, so it doesn't have his same, style to it, but it's definitely reminiscent of Streets of Rage. So I'll play that, and then I'm going to go into a couple weird songs. I'm going to pull a song from Buckethead. It's called Star Chasing, and it's off of his Captain EO album. And if you don't know what Captain EO is, Captain EO was the ride/mini movie that George Lucas and Coppola produced with Michael Jackson for Disneyland. And I, as a kid, loved Captain EO. I know it's a little bit hokey and whatever, but man, it's a cool little film and awesome, ride experience, whatever you want to call it. So Buckethead made an album, a conceptual album of Captain EO, and this song always stuck out in my mind as a really cool track. So I'll play Star Chasing. Then I'm going to pull a song from the Brutal Legend soundtrack. This is one of the songs that always gets stuck in my mind whenever I think about Brutal Legends. Brutal Legend, man, it is, it's just a special song. So, and a special game. So I'll play that, and then I'll talk about that as we finish up here. So enjoy this next set of tracks. See, wasn't that dope? uh, okay, so Brutal Legend is a game made by my favorite studio, Double Fine. And it stars Jack Black as a roadie, and he gets whisked away to the magical land of metal, basically. And this soundtrack is just freaking amazing. And a lot of people, whenever they think about Brutal Legend, they think about the Fire and Flames, the Dragon Force song that was made popular by Guitar Hero 3. And then they use that song as a really cool moment in this game, but there's a ton of amazing classic metal songs in this game. And this song, it takes place basically when you are trying to find Killmeister of Motorhead. Lemmy from Motorhead is in this game as like this weaver of, braided, loomed bass strings, I guess. I can't remember. It's been quite a while since I played it. It came out in 2009. So you're trying to find these webs basically to for him to loom up bass strings for your car or, to heal someone. I can't really remember exactly what. So you get on your motorcycle, your chopper, and you drive down to this spider's den. And this song plays in the background as you're driving. It's a very atmospheric moment, and it is just crazy cool. So I always like listening to that. I introduced my friend Eric to it last year, and he really liked it. It's a rad song, Now we're gonna switch it up a little bit, and I'm not a big hip hop guy or anything like that, but there are some things that I really like or enjoy about hip hop. And when DJ Hero came out, man, that was a weird game. I remember when we got it at the store and it had, it's a peripheral game from Activision. So just like Guitar Hero and Rock Band and whatever, DJ Hero came out and it's this big turntable peripheral. But the soundtrack was really, really good for it for the most part. It did have a lot of rap. It had a lot of 90s rap in it. And the DJ Hero 2 kind of went off the rails with a lot of weird stuff. I did not particularly like DJ Hero 2, but I enjoyed some of DJ Hero 1. One of the main reasons DJ Hero is rad is because it has Daft Punk as characters in the game. And they did a lot of the music in the game too. So they composed a couple songs, a couple remixes and things like that. And there was one song that always stuck out to me that I always loved playing over and over again. It was my go-to song for that game. And it was a remix of Tears for Fears. And if you know me at all, Tears for Fears is my favorite band of all time. So here is DJ Hero's Shout versus Pjanu. I don't know how to say that properly, but it's basically a techno, electronic EDM soundtrack or mix or track or whatever you want to call it. And it's a mashup of those two. Then I'm going to play something that is near and dear to my heart. I found out about it in 2014 when this guy posted it online. A DJ that goes by the name of Coins. And he released this EP album called Daft Science. And what it is it's a mix-up, mashup of Daft Punk and Beastie Boys. And holy crap, this album, it's only like 24 minutes long, but it is so good. It is such a good mashup of these two bands. And you wouldn't think like electronic music and rap, especially like Beastie Boys and Daft Punk, they don't sound like they would immediately go together well, but holy crap, this song is so stinking good. It gets stuck in my head all the time. I remember when this song came out and I was driving in my work van to a client and I was coming back from the client. I had some, what was it? El Pollo Loco. I had the El Pollo Loco double stuffed chicken avocado burrito that they used to make. I think they make a version of it still now, but it's not the same with that cilantro avocado sauce. Oh, it was so good. I'm driving down the 5 freeway And I'm listening to the song on repeat because it is so stinking good. So here is DJ Hero's mashup of Shout, and then Coin's song of Root Down. I hope you enjoy it because I think it's freaking awesome.
Shout, shout, let it all out, 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 let it all out. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
So now we're going to get into some actual video game music for a little bit here. I'm going to play a good chunk of songs. I'm just going to let you enjoy them all, but I'm going to tell you about them. First up, I'm going to play a song from Persona 4. I am not a big Persona fan, but I appreciate the games. And I remember back in 2008 when I was living in Colorado at the time, Grand Theft Auto 4 was coming out, and it was this big, massive gaming, spectacular thing going on, event at the time. And I stood outside of Best Buy in 2008 in the March, I want to say is when it came out, doing a midnight release. And I'm sitting there hanging out by myself, and I strike up a conversation with this guy, and he's telling me about the Persona series. And I was like, oh, that sounds lame. He's like, no, man, it's about high school kids, and they're dealing with their problems in school. And I'm already out of college at this point. I'm not really interested in high school stories, but I listened to him, and it's always stuck in my mind as this guy telling me about Persona. And he was just telling me how cool the game was and everything like that. And then when I subscribed to Giant Bomb, one of the main things that they got really famous for was their playthrough of Persona 4. And so when I watched it, I went, oh, I totally get why people like this game. It's actually really well done. And man, that thing, it does have style. It's got a really cool art style to it, very artistic. And the music is fantastic too. It is just beautiful. And so I'm going to play a song called Heartbeat Heartbreak. And it's just one of those songs that kind of plays in the background while this game is going. And it's it's a JRPG for sure. Fully voice acted, or for the most part, it's voice acted. And really cool cutscenes and stuff like that. And this game the soundtrack is just hauntingly beautiful, if I could say that without sounding lame and corny. It is really cool. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to play a song that I just found called from the band called the Stars of St. Petersburg. You'll know this as the Tetris song, and it's really cool. It's just an enjoyable song that I found last night, and I decided to put it in here. Then I'm going to move on to Kingdom Hearts Traverse Town, however you want to pronounce it, but I have a very special place in my heart for Kingdom Hearts. It's one of the games that my sister and I bonded over. She doesn't really play a lot of video games. She's played a few, and she has her selection. She loved The Sims. And we've played Sims 4 a little bit when that came out several years ago. But one of the games that we just really connected with on a crazy level was the Kingdom Hearts series. I love Kingdom Hearts, but I will be the first to say that I hate parts of it. I really hate how convoluted the story got. I don't like how they switched everything from making it to Disney to making it their own weird, not even Final Fantasy Disney mix. It's their own separate thing. But that all being said, the soundtrack is still really, really good. And Traverse Town is something it's that melancholy tune that kind of has that melodic tone with a little bit of whimsy, I guess you could say, put towards it. It reminds me a lot of walking down a street late at night with the, that orange color to the street lights and everything like that. Or walking down Main Street, USA in Disneyland. When everyone else is gone, the park's about to close and everyone's kind of shuffling out or whatever. And pretty much it's pretty empty. And oh man, it's just that feeling of just, happiness and sadness at the same time, kind of like a bittersweet type of feeling. And it's another song that I always listen to, and I just get these fond memories of playing that game. So I'm going to start off with Persona 4, go into Stars of St. Petersburg. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed one. After Stars of St. Petersburg, I'm going to play a song called Rick and Mario. This is by a band called I Fight Dragons. And the only reason I remember this song is because I put it on my Gamecast years ago. And the reason I put it on that podcast was because my friend Alex, who used to work at the store, he recommended this band to me. He told me about this band. And I, for whatever stupid reason, started listening to it and loved it. I was like, oh, this is rad. I still think the song is good. I think it's a little played out at this point just because of internet memes. And I hate internet memes. I really do. I think they ruin a lot of things. You can take something that's just a little bit funny or whatever and just kind of, beat a dead horse with it, So I'm not I'm not fond of memes, but I will say I Fight Dragons, Rick and Mario is a fantastic song. It's really well done. The musicians are fantastic. And the only gripe I have about it is that it is Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, which I liked. I really like that song. I still like that song. I think it is a good song, but the internet ruined it by making it Rickroll. Just call it by its name. Why does it have to be Rickroll? I'm sorry. I'm going to get a rant and I don't want to. So let's rattle this off again. Persona 4, Stars of St. Petersburg. Then we're going to go into I Fight Dragons. And then I'm going to finish it up with a couple songs by Kingdom Hearts. And then the Outrun soundtrack. This is the Passing Breeze Euro mix, which, again, I talked about it, I think, on episode 4. Outrun is one of my favorite driving racing games of all time. I love the Outrun series, and this song is probably the best one in that game. So I'll let you listen to these songs, and then we'll come back with some more stuff.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you one of the greatest songs of all time.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna show you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside, we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you don't tell me how you're feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
All right, welcome back. Next couple of songs I'm going to play. The first one is going to be a song from the Dead Cells game. It's called The Merchant, and I just thought this was a really cool song. Again, this is one that I came across last night, and I just started listening to it, and I was really just enjoying it. It's one of those atmospheric type songs. Then we're going to go into a couple classics. I love playing these songs. These are fantastic songs from my childhood. I remember in 1998, in November, my mom taking me to Target when I was supposed to be in school. My mom didn't make me go to school that day, and she took me to Target, and I walked up to the video game area, and I picked out Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and I don't really need to say much more than that. The game speaks for itself. It's an icon for a reason. But I will always remember my mom buying that for me and not making me go to school and making this very special moment for me. And so that was really enjoyable. And I remember I didn't even play it right away either. We went to my sister's school and we picked her up, and I actually talked to my favorite teacher back then. And I just visited her for a few minutes, and then I went to my friend Andrew's house, and he proceeded to play the original, the very beginning opening part of Zelda. Even though it was my game, and I think we got in a fight about it, and all that stuff, but it's still a fun memory. I love thinking about that game and the day that I got it. It stands out in my memories. So I'm going to play the Prelude of Time. This is the opening title sequence of the game, and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful song. It's something that always calms me down. I would put this song on in the store when I worked at the game store. I would put it on when I was feeling a little bit down, and it's just a very calming, sweet song. And then we're going to go into my favorite song off of that soundtrack, which is probably a lot of people's. It's the Song of Storms. And then we'll come back and I'll play the last few songs. And I'm excited for the last few because I haven't heard them in a while. So enjoy these songs. All right, I'm going to finish up this musical soundtrack with a couple songs or 3 songs from the BioShock Infinite soundtrack. And BioShock is one of my favorite games of all time. It's got such an interesting premise. It is so well made from every standpoint. Yeah, the first one, had a crappy end boss fight. Yeah, the second one didn't need to be made at all because the first one was so good, but they made it anyways. And it was developed by a different company or a different studio, but it was still really good. And then BioShock Infinite came out years and years later after tons of delays, and it came out and everyone loved it, and then everyone hated it. For whatever reason. Yeah, it's got some weird issues here and there, but I still think it's a wonderful game. And so I am going to play 3 songs from it. The first song that I'm going to play from this BioShock Infinite soundtrack is God Only Knows. This is the standout moment that sets this game apart from every other first-person shooter. When you got to this part at the very beginning of the game, you knew there was something special going on. And that's all I'm going to say about that song, because I think it speaks for itself. Then we have BioShock Infinite's Why Can't I Have a Slice of That Pie? It is actually from the DLC, the Buried at Sea DLC. They had 2 parts to it, parts 1 and 2. And this is where a character is just sitting on the ground in like a little town square, and he's playing his guitar and singing a song. And I think it's a really interesting song. It's something you don't really hear in video games all that often. So I thought it was very unique, and I wanted to play it here for you guys. And then the last one, another special, memorable moment from the game. I'm not going to say really anything. I'm just going to tell you the title. It's called Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And yes, it should be familiar because it wasn't created in 2013. So I'm going to finish off this podcast with those 3 songs. God Only Knows, Why Can't I Have a Slice of That Pie, and Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And then I'm going to end it. So I'll fade out. Thank you very much for listening to the Game or Die podcast. I have been your host, Ryan Moore. I hope you like some of these songs. I'll probably do another episode here soon after I do the Animal Crossing one with my wife, Elizabeth. But until I talk to you next time, thank you very much for listening. Go check out the website if you haven't. It's where I write down all my game reviews and other random crap. But I'll leave you with the BioShock Infinite soundtrack. Have a wonderful day.
If you should ever leave me, though life would still go on, believe me, the world could show nothing to me. So what good would living do me? God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you. Oh, I may not always love you, but long as there are stars above you, you never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. Without you. Without you.
Orion rewards those who strong and able. Why work hard, just putting food on the table? And if the good life is dessert, then I gotta ask why. Why don't I have a slice of that pie? Why, oh why can't I have a slice of that pie? If Ryan can't have it, why can't I? Why can't I have a slice of that pie? Atlas got a secret, you're not in this alone. Got a helping hand for you, yeah, you ain't just on your own. We stick together, we won't put up with their lies. Then we're all gonna have a slice of that pie. Why, oh why can't I have a slice of that pie? If Ryan can't have it, why can't I? Why can't I have a slice of that pie? Why not throw in your lot with someone who's got your back? 'Cause Atlas is the only one who can get Rapture back on track. Ryan talks good game like any suit and tie, but his promise of opportunity is just pie in the sky. Why, oh why can't I have a slice of that pie? If Ryan can't have it, why can't I? Why can't I have a slice of that pie?
There are loved ones in the glory whose dear forms you often miss. When you close your earthly story, will you join them in their bliss? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky, in the joyous days of childhood. Oft they told of wondrous love, pointed to the dying Savior. Now they dwell with him above. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky? You remember songs of heaven which you sang with childish voice. Do you love the hymns they taught you, or are songs of earth your choice? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky? you can picture happy gatherings round the fireside long ago. And you think of tearful partings when they left you here below. Will the circle be unbroken by and by? By and by is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky. One by one there, seats were emptied, and one by one they went away. Now the family is parted. Will it be complete one day? Will the circle be unbroken by and by? By and by is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky.